up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm J, and we are locked in. This is episode 2 of All American Homecoming. Our girl Simone is about to actually start classes. We know that her tuition was paid for, but her room and board wasn't. So she had to move in with Auntie P. Also, we see that the baseball team, they may be a little bit rocky right now. They lost their first scrimmage, but our boy, he's going to get us right. Now, before we jump into this episode, shout out to the notification gang. If you're new to the channel, you want to be a part of it. Hit that subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Hit that like button, it's the easiest thing you can do. Now, we also seen a little bit of Jordan back at home in the beach house, but we want to see how this is going to play out this semester for our girl Simone, and especially with tennis practice. You remember, she showed up, she was drunk, and she was not prepared. So let's jump into it. This is episode 2 of All American Homecoming. We start the episode off with Simone. She's over here talking to herself, trying to figure out what classes she's actually going to enroll in because classes start tomorrow. Now, our boy, he creeps up behind her and he's like, oh, anyone that talks to themselves is a little crazy. She's like, nah, that just means I'm an alert and I'm on my thing. I'm on my jizzy. I know what's going on. So he's like, okay, cool. Now you see that these two are starting to get a little close and they starting to relate. He talking about, oh, you rapping this morning? She said, yeah, you know, this is how I do. And then at the end, they came to an agreement that, hey, we need to get focused for this school year. We need to get right, especially what happened at tennis. So they dap each other up. Here we go, y'all. Now, we've seen last week when they were eating at Auntie P's house, Simone opened up to our boy Damon. Now, JR heard this and he went home and he found a little baby picture in the Bible that his mom left. Now, you got to remember, both of them were adopted. Both of their parents were alumni. So when Damon gets here, he's asking you, did you have any siblings? He's basically trying to fish and see, does Damon know anything? Maybe they are brothers. He's like, nah. He's saying, oh, I was just asking because maybe that's why you aren't bonding with the team. Dial it back a little bit and get out there and connect with us so you can be that captain that they want you to be. So JR, he's wondering, is Damon my brother? They're at practice and Damon is like, hey, fellas, what are you guys looking at? Well, there's some young guy. He's throwing some pitches. He got a 92, mile per hour fastball. They talking about, oh, Elliot, you might be the next Damon. He's like, nah, I'm not the next Damon. I'm me. And if I got a chance at the MLB, I'm taking it. Now, you remember, Damon, he did originally have an opportunity to go to MLB, but he decided to go to HBCU to try to bring the light out there. So they're trying to say that this is a little jab at Damon, but I don't know why. You in college, and if you wanted to go to MLB next year, you still can. Who cares what this kid is doing? My bad, I called the kid Elliot. I don't want to be disrespectful. His name is Emmett Page. Right as we were assuming that it was about to get better for Simone in tennis, they throw a curveball. We got Queen of the Court. This is where you'll play against another one of your teammates. Your guys will go through a little tournament. You never know when you're going to get picked. They randomly call you. The two get to the championship round, and whoever wins is the Queen of the Court. Now, this sounds good because this is going to show you who's ready and who's not. But then the coach says, Simone, come here. Let me talk to you real quick. Your physical isn't current. She's talking about, yeah, it is. Nah, new rule. You got to have this physical within 60 days of school. So she probably had the 60 days of when they first started doing their little summer practice. New rule, we need a 60 days current of when school started. She's like, oh, man. So the coach is like, I don't know how you dropped the ball on that, but you need to fix it. I'm like, damn. That just shows you she a freshman. She ain't read the whole pamphlet. You got to read the pamphlet. New rules, girl. Come on now. Simone's talking about, there's got to be something we could do. Coach said, yeah, get another physical. It's just as simple as that. Go up tomorrow. See if you can do a walk-in one. I'm pretty sure on campus they'll do it for you, especially if you're a student athlete. Nathaniel in here talking about his busiest day of the school year is right before school starts. Simone in here talking about her bank account on E after buying books. She ain't even gonna be able to afford the copay to get the physical. Keisha talking about, I got some people that are hiring, a little student work, whatever it is, little, student assistant, they give you like that minimum wage. But okay, you start this, you're not gonna get your first paycheck till at least 3 weeks. Damn, you're gonna be out of practice for 3 weeks during the school year. I don't know when tennis matches start. But man, you better ask Auntie for some cash and go get that physical or call your dad. Because if you about to get a job and then work for 3 weeks and basically be practicing by yourself, you're going to be far as hell behind when it comes to actually playing the matches. All Damon can think about is this guy Emmett being the next big thing. I'm talking about 92 MPH. All our boy Damon is out here throwing is an 85. So he's out here, he's going hard, but he got that on his mental. Like, damn, is this next kid, is he better than me? But you can't compare yourself off of someone behind you. You got to compare yourself off of people in front of you. You got to catch them. Your job is not to let them catch up. Cam went from being an extra on All-American to getting some extra loving on All-American Homecoming. Now he's over here with Keisha. Guys aren't supposed to be in this dorm before or after like a certain time. And he's talking about, well, I got to dip anyway. So she's saying, yeah, you need to get out of here. So we see Keisha as one of them wild ones. Now she's kicking him up out the room. This is what Auntie P said. Y'all better be using them condoms. She bought a whole family pack, the value size. Simone, you better be sharing this with your roommate or she might not make it to the end of the semester. Now, you remember Simone has to sign up for individual minutes to do any practicing. Now, she's saying the only court that's open is the one that's around the same time that her interview is. And she also has to get to class. JR is like, oh, Simone, you all right? She's like, yeah, I just got to go to class. Everything is, booked up. He's like, you better run. That map, yeah, it's actually pretty far. Now, this is just showing you got to be disciplined. You want to really be out there practicing, you got to get up early in the morning and get your name on that. You already don't have a physical, so you need all that time to practice on your own, like right now, like yesterday. Simone gets into class and she was a little bit late, but she still made it before the professor came in. Now, I'm glad I went to school later in my life than, being right out of high school. Because when you really think about it, they don't care if you show up late. Just show up and sit down and don't say nothing. Be an adult about it. And Cam looking over at Simone like, damn, you need to work on your drip. You ain't from L.A. Oh, you one of them Beverly Hills kids. You ain't got that swag that we got down in Crenshaw. While they're in class, Simone's kind of staring off at our boy Damon. He on his phone. He ain't worried. The professor talking about, I want you all to come up with some black stories. And I want you to do a presentation on why they should be presented in this class. Now, I've broken you guys up into groups of 3. Check your emails. And the class work is due not tomorrow, but the day after tomorrow. So Aunt Viv, we know professors don't teach every single day. They don't have 5 or 6 classes every day. But that's a whole different show. Barely on Fridays, people. But Simone, hopefully she's paying attention. And we're going to see what group she's in. Is it probably going to be Damon and Cam? Or at least Damon? Let's see. Now, I didn't see that coming. They got Thea in the group. But she's talking about, yeah, the health people, they haven't got back to me because I need a physical. That means you need to go over to the health clinic and ask them. If they haven't gotten back to you, you got to take some initiative in life. But Damon, he was just on his phone texting. She talking about, you look like you were out of it. My response would have been, man, this class is boring as hell. It's just an elective that I'm in. But Thea, she don't want to hear none of that. She told both of them, we're going to get this work done. We're going to get it done right. I don't want no BS out of either one of y'all. Like, damn, Captain, chill. Damon's out there trying to get his arm right. And it looks like he lost some of his speed. He got that Drew arm, that Spencer arm. It ain't working like it should be. Now he's getting frustrated. He kicks over a bucket of balls. Coach comes out here and he's like, man, what's going on here? I'm Mr. Damon. And he's saying, we got to fix my arm. He's like, no, you need to bond with the team. Because right now what he's telling Damon is you're trying to put it all on your shoulders. You think that you're that nice that you can just carry everybody. But this is a team sport. And if you can bond with them, even if your fastball isn't 92 miles per hour, let's say it's an 89, that's still good enough because everyone in the outfield and in the infield, they're going to trust you. They're going to get them grounders. They're going to get them pop flies, even if you don't get a strike. What you find, Damon, won't be on the mound. You'll find within and bond with your brothers. Coach walks off after that. Damon's just like, but coach. JR is trying to get close to Damon, talking about, man, you was extra out there on the field, but he's starting to ask him, do you do any extreme activities? Because he wants to get to know who Damon actually is, because he thinks, and right now, all we can go off is what he thinks, is that Damon is his brother. And he's like, oh, man, nah, it's no cool story about my scar. But I got to catch up with you. I got to go talk to Simone. Now, Simone is a little upset because Thea said she's canceling the meeting. And she just assigned them roles. In my head, I'm thinking, okay, cool. Let me see what my assigned role is and let me be the best at it. We're a team. She took over as captain. Simone is saying, that's not how it's done. I'm like, oh, well, all right. If you want to go talk to her about it, cool. But Simone, chill. Maybe I'm older. I just don't know. But Simone gets called out on something called yard yak, talking about drip work needed. Simone over here saying, well, I didn't get a chance to sour out the practice. Hey, don't tell nobody your ass was sweating all day and then you just came straight to class. She talking about Damon. Tell him. He's like, man, I'm always tripped out. Now, like I said, I'm a little bit older, so me personally, I wouldn't have cared. Well, they said, okay, this is college. Who am I getting fresh for? We all students. But Nathaniel and our girl Keisha said they gonna get her right. They come over to Auntie P's and they trying to get Simone right. I'm talking about getting her hair done, dressing appropriately for the times. We in Atlanta. All that mama's clothing that you be wearing. Oops, my bad. They ain't supposed to know that you a mom. But all this crap that you got, we gonna make it work somehow. Now Auntie P walks in, she looks over like, ooh, I remember them days and I don't want to go back. Too much to try to please people you don't even know. Auntie P's like, Keisha, I didn't see you in class today. Well, it turns out she dropped a class so she can make more space for her pre-med classes. Now, I can see both sides of this. If I'm paying for school as her father, I'm paying for what I want you to go to school for. If not, then that's where the scholarships and things are going to. Like, Auntie P, I don't think this is your position to tell her father who's paying for her school with his money that she's not wanting to be a doctor. Now, if she doesn't want to be a doctor, she needs to go ahead and tell him. But also, it is the dad's money. Simone is very insensitive. She pops up. She talking about, oh shit, Keisha, your dad's a doctor? You think he can give me a physical? We are talking about me not wanting to be in medical school. You want me to go to my father, the man that I haven't told that I don't want to go to school to be a doctor, that's using all of his hard-earned money to send me to school to be a doctor for something I'm probably not going to use or want to do. You want me to ask him to give you a physical? No, Simone, I'm going home. Auntie P should have shut that down. Auntie P should have said, Simone, this is not the time for that. No, we're not talking about your physical. What in the world is going on here? Thank you. At least Nathaniel called her ass out. He said, you know what you need to work on? Choosing your spots to talk. What in the world did we just see, Simone? Now, I can't rock with Simone right there. You got a 1 TV episode suspension on my good list, Simone. Simone comes and apologizes. And Keisha, she accepts it. And she says, my dad's out of town anyway. But I don't know how I'm going to tell him that I'm going to give up my dreams of being a choreographer to be a nurse. Now, Cam, he walk in talking about, damn, I didn't know you was a dancer. She talking about, if you think that's flexible, he like, yeah, let me get some of that. Then we got Hayden and Simone talking about, when did this become a thing? They both say, this isn't a thing. We in college. This is just college. Keisha talking about, well, you got a project, dude. You and Damon might as well come over to my dad's house. We'll have a little chill sesh. I promise you get your work done. Simone, don't go over there. You already got a lot going on. You don't have a physical. You already don't have any money. You need to get a job. You also need to be practicing. Just meet up at the cafe. Get the work done. Simone is acting like Tariq from Power now. She's not on time for anything. She's running around campus. She shows up late for the tennis court that she had reserved. 15 minutes late. If you're 5, you forfeit the court. Now she goes over there and looks to try to book it out. But it looks like Thea's been, hey, I got this. And she's telling Simone, everyone else is dedicated. If you were that dedicated, you'd be here. You'd be able to sign up. Now, all this is a little bit of tough love, and that's what upperclassmen do to freshmen and rookies. We pull up to Keisha's daddy's house. Simone, she's actually doing some work. Now, Damon, he's gazing off at her like, ooh, you look good. She talking about, if I finish my conclusion this way, what do you think? And Damon's pretty much not paying no attention or doing any work. And he starts complaining about his arm, talking about my pitch is off. It's never been like this before in my life. And we get a ring at the doorbell. Well, it's JR and the team talking about, this is where y'all been hiding. Oh, I just brought over a few friends. Simone talking about, how many is a few? You don't live here. You don't ask that question. Keisha needs to ask that. She don't want this many people in the house. She lives here. You don't live here. JR talking about, this is the perfect place to get some one-on-one with the fellas. It's a party. Keisha talking about, yeah, it's a party now. Simone got her arms crossed. She walks back in. She's upset. Coach Turner comes and talks to Auntie P. Now he's saying, I know it's been hard. There's been some online chatter about you. You know, don't take it to heart. She's like, oh, don't worry about it. And when she gets to her room, on the door it says traitor. Because you remember, she was the whistleblower that pretty much gave up everything, blew the whole school up when it came to this scandal. Coach Turner was trying to do the right thing and call campus security and report this. Auntie P talking about, no, a little words won't stop me. No, I mean, you got to call campus security, you got to report a crime, and then have janitorial services come clean it up. That's procedure. Anytime something is vandalized, not unless you're going to get out here and do it yourself. But yeah, Coach Turner, call security. Let me find out Cam is a multi-talented athlete. He out here hooping it. I'm talking about he got the Adidas jogger suit on. He out here giving them buckets. To be a football player, I was looking at that layup like it's a little trash, but they won. Now, Damon, he's trying to bond with the team. He asked them where they from, and he said, oh, I did a showcase there. If I had to play a different position, I'd be out in the outfield. They talking about this Emmett guy's the next me. Damon seems like he a little self-centered. Everyone's listening. Hey, bro, you don't want to get to know the team? We already know your resume. We here. We your teammates. We supposed to be your brothers. Hey, we got a fake beef over here. The football team versus the baseball team. Football team talking about, heard y'all program might not be around next year. Man, don't listen to everything you say. He talking about, man, if I got beat like y'all did in that scrimmage, I wouldn't even show my face. JR stepping up for the squad. So I don't know. It looked like that football team, they might be a little bit more ready than this team on the right. I'm talking about the baseball team. Nothing came out of this. We just had a little square off. No one threw no punches. No one threw a drink or anything. Now the little dude talking about, thanks for stepping up for the team, bro. I'm like, man, I'm a damn freshman. I'm not even the captain yet. JR stepped up for us. I didn't move. I didn't flinch. I didn't run off. I was here with you. You didn't do nothing. What do you mean step up for the team? If something was going to go down, I'm right here with y'all. It ain't like I went to the back or nothing. Boy, I don't know what's going on in this school. I would have called this little mofo out. I say, hey, bro, don't do that. Don't do that. Because me and you can get to tussling. I was right here next to JR. You ain't say nothing. Never mind, I take that compliment back that I gave to Cam. This man got on the Adidas sweatsuit with the low top Pumas talking about, watch me get the game winning layup. The game winning layup, who says that? It's just a game winning shot. Or I'm going to hit the game winner. Cam went up for that game winning layup. The defender had a different plan. He went up there with it. You got to get a little aggressive. It's the last shot. Nothing's free up in this house, Cam. He fell on that hard ass concrete. Fell on that shoulder. Cam getting up with all that little gravel in the back of his head talking about, yeah, man, I'm good. Man, that was a B move, bro. Well, yeah, it was. It was a hard foul, man. You were going for that game-winning layup. You were talking some trash, so we playing street ball. But Keisha, she comes over and she does the right thing. She's like, oh, nah, man, none of that at my house. Now, we got the party going on outside. Simone packing up her stuff because she doesn't have a group here. She didn't get accepted to any of the jobs she applied for. Well, that's what happens in the workforce. You don't ever typically get the first job you apply for. That's why you continue to apply for multiple jobs, and then you can decline them if you get one. Now, Nate, we can call him Nate because that's what she just called him, Nate. So he's like, easy. I'm like, damn, okay, Nate. But he's telling her, you need to calm down, man. Like, don't stress yourself out over all of this. Well, Nate said the best part is about to happen. And guess what the best part was? Keisha's dad came home. And guess who he is? He's the president of the school, Dr. Allen. He's like, Keisha, it's the first week of school and you already in here acting fast? Look at Camp. He like, uh-oh. Because, you know, that scholarship on the line. Simone is all upstairs being nosy, being disrespectful, just going in rooms. Keisha, you don't see no lights or nothing on in there. You just ask from in the hallway. Don't ever enter in somebody's room, especially in a house that you never been at. But she gets a text message from Coach Lonnie. Queen of the court is tomorrow. Where's the physical? Simone, you got to get to it, girl. Come on. Life isn't going to wait for you. You in college now. Out of nowhere, she starts hyperventilating. And I'm like, uh-oh. This is why we need physicals, because we don't know what's really wrong and if people have heart conditions or I don't know what she has going on. Luckily, Damon comes and he sees her and he's got to carry her downstairs because she's losing it. Oh, it's nothing too serious. It's just a panic attack. They take her downstairs. President Allen's talking bad to Keisha, talking about, I'm glad they canceled my trip because y'all was about to act a damn fool up in this house. But Damon brings her down and Dr. Allen's looking, okay, breathe in. Check the vitals. Okay. She got 68 beats per minute. Okay. She's breathing a little hard. But yeah, it's a panic attack. Dr. Allen takes Simone back to Auntie P's house. Now, Auntie P is saying thank you for this. Now, you know, they have their little disagreement. He was going to cut her classes back because she was the whistleblower, and they were getting some kickback from the alumni and everyone that was, you know, putting in donations. Now, he's saying we got campus security checking to see who put that on your door. And she's saying, don't worry about it. You can't play good cop, bad cop. Well, he's still the president of the school. So his job is to make sure that this doesn't happen again. Like, he's still supposed to support the professors also. So I don't know why Auntie P is getting upset with him when he's doing his job, but he still wants to make sure that, you know, even if we're on different sides, I still want the safety of the school. One of the benefits of going to a HBCU, and this is Auntie P's words, not mine, is when you think about giving up, you can go and look and see Black excellence, because there was always someone that did something that was extravagant, or how could I put it, very achievable, that got accolades for something or meant something to the community. This is what the HBCUs breed. These are your people. Damon and Simone meet up, and she's talking about the panic attack and getting inspiration. But she's saying she can't get any practice time because the tennis court's always full. Now he says, how about we go out to the baseball field? So they're out here practicing together. And I'm not too familiar with NCAA regulations, but a student athlete without a, what can we say, a physical, can't be out here practicing unsupervised. That's why she had to do it at the tennis courts, because they have supervision there. She wouldn't be able to come out on this field and be out here practicing tennis. No. Well, at least my boy Damon getting that swagger back. We got a 95-mile-per-hour fastball. After an intense illegal practice on the baseball field, Simone and Damon, they start talking about a book that Zora Neale Hurston wrote. And they were both naming out relatable characters. But this is part of their presentation and how they're going to flip it. You remember Simone, she was talking about her conclusion, and she was using a little bit of context out of this book. Now, Simone, she was talking about, hey, we need to change up the criteria of this class. We should only do books written by HBCU alums. He's like, you know what? We should do that. Now, our girl over here, she trying to take the shine, talking about, oh yeah, professor. He said, no. Simone Hicks, I think you would be good working in the alumni office. She talking about, hey, you had me at job. I know that's right, Simone. If someone's going to offer you a job and you've been looking for a job, don't say that there are no jobs out there. You better take that one until you can get what you want. But this sounds like it's going to fit who Simone is. Now, everyone's been looking around for Cam. Now, Keisha and one of the other dorm, you know, saying the room assistants, whatever you call them, they come to the room and they knocking on it, but then they enter because they don't hear anything. Now, you remember Cam fell in basketball. I told you he had all that gravel in the back of his head. He may have had a concussion. When you had that concussion, do not, I repeat, do not go to sleep if you have a concussion, or if you think anyone else has one, keep them awake. Do not let them go to sleep. Turns out Simone, she low-key got a physical from the doctor, Dr. Allen, saying that she's cleared to go. Well, that's because he probably gave her a medical evaluation, especially during that, you know, saying that panic attack. He just went through and did everything. So she got the note, and it's Queen of the Hill. Get your butt in there, Simone. Let's see what you got. Simone out there going off. I'm talking about ping, ping, ping. I'm like, damn, okay, Simone, you got your mind right. Now, the coach looking kind of cute with this short hair, but we got to get focused because Simone, she trying to win the queen of the court. Now, the final match is against Thea, and it's starting off. It's a stiff competition out here. I'm like, man, ding, ding, ding. I'm watching. I'm like, man, I don't know who's going to win this one. Now, everybody on Yard Yak, they watching it. They like, damn, Simone and Thea, they going at it. Damon's looking at it like, yeah, that's that move I taught her. Simone was holding it down for a little bit, but that last hit, she fell on the ground. Thea talking about, I hate to admit it, but you was holding it down there, you know that? But you wasn't going to win. Now, we competitive. You know what I'm saying? Just because I play against you, we're not friends when it starts. That first tennis, that first serve, it's over with. We ain't friends. I'm trying to destroy you. But right after it, we back to being fam. Keisha comes to Cam's room and she boom, 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 banging on the door talking about, I know you're in there, open up. Now, reminder, he just went to the hospital for a head injury. She's the one that seen him and called it in. Now she's saying, what's wrong? Why didn't you text me? He's saying, look, I have a brain aneurysm. He probably didn't want to text nobody. He probably texted to get his ride because he wanted to get up and get home and get in the bed. And then you come down here pounding on the door, ain't making nothing better. I know Cam is like, bro, I'm done right now, man. I really don't want to talk to nobody. Cam done turned into Spencer. They're taking away the one thing that I love. Because the doctor said he can't play football. But he's upset with her because he's getting something taken away from him that he loves. But she's too scared to talk to her dad and tell him, I love to dance. I don't want to be a doctor. So you can go ahead and leave and make sure you close that door behind you. Simone made it to number 2 in Queen of the Court. Coach says, you know what? That's good. You went through half of the team. Whoever this person is over here in the pink don't need to be working out. If you got a shirt tucked in and some cargo shorts, you don't need to be in the gym right now. But Simone, she got that spot, the last spot to be on the tennis team. What I tell you, he in here flexing his biceps when he was just doing chest and tries. He don't need to be in the gym, but Simone is real happy. She even hugged the coach. Everyone's over Auntie P's house because hey, we got to get that food in. You already heard Nate and Keisha talking about, let's do this every week. Well, they're celebrating our girl making the tennis team. They over here looking at her on the yard yak, doing the splits, hitting the, okay, look at Simone. Now she's talking to Damon and she's like, you haven't talked to the team? Because JR said he wasn't coming if you were going to be here. Dr. Allen's in here talking about, oh, there's my baby girl. I heard when Cam went into the hospital, they said you knew what you were talking about. They said you paid close attention and you actually helped that young man. I know a guy that works over there. He told me this. You're going to be a hell of a doctor, a good doctor. Even your mom would be proud of you. But Keisha wants to tell him, I want to dance, Daddy. I want to dance. Damon, he's trying to bring the group together. He's saying, I'm holding this meeting so we can unwind. But no one's really trying to hear it. And what it comes to is Damon saying he's scared to try to put this whole organization, the whole baseball team on his back. He's scared every single day. But JR hears this and he steps up and says, maybe we need to use that fear so we can turn it into our strengths. Now, the team, they're listening to it. They're like, I don't really know about that, JR, man. He didn't stand up for the crew yesterday against the football team, man. So Damon says, you hear that? That's why JR should be our captain. We need that kind of leadership. Basically, he's taking himself out of the equation so no one got to look at him and depend on him. It's like, hey, JR the captain. But yeah, you want a veteran player to be that, saying the leader, the voice of it. Now you can learn up under him. And then once he leaves, if you're still there, you take over. Coach Turner calls in Auntie P and he admits that he's the whistleblower. And it's got me thinking, are people really going through life like this? You told because that was the right thing to do. You're a civilian. There was a scandal going on. You exposed it. That's all you had to do. You don't have to have your name on it. She's getting affected by it because she came out public with it. You could have easily went to the newspaper or something and been an anonymous person and it would have still been the same effect. You became the head coach of the baseball team. But she's saying, you're not going to tell on yourself. Take care of them boys. I got me. Do people really think like how Coach Turner is? I'm not admitting to anything. I told what the truth was, and we got to continue on. Now, I wouldn't blow no whistle because I wouldn't have cared, but you know what I'm saying? Hey, it's over with. The whole team, they're bonding. Coach comes in. Everyone gets a little spooked because Coach came in and we in here big chilling. We got the PlayStation, what is it, 2? Or it was the Xbox controllers? I can't tell. But they like, oh, my bad, Coach. I'm the captain. I'll take the blame. Coach is like, nah, I got next. Because he's seeing that the boys are bonding. As far as baseball's going, hell, even tennis, everything is starting to go up. Now, they got 4 people playing. I don't know what game they're playing, but there's really no game that 4 adults should be playing. You know what I'm saying? The most is 2. There you go. Episode 2 of All American Homecoming. Let me know what you guys think about the whole Keisha situation with her father and how close is Damon and Simone going to get? Let me know what you guys think. I'm Mo.J. If you like the content on the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. I'm out.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.